Imagine waking up and your dog suddenly refuses to leave your side. It follows you, stares at you, even keeps nudging your hand. You think, that's strange. But a week later, your doctor discovers something you never knew was there. Coincidence? Or did your dog notice something your own body hadn't told you yet? Scientists have spent years studying this question, and what they discovered is almost unbelievable. Because your dog may notice changes long before you ever feel sick. Stay until the end, because one real-life story completely changed how doctors think about dogs. Dogs don't experience the world the way humans do. We rely mostly on our eyes. Dogs rely on something far more powerful: their noses. While humans have around 6 million scent receptors, many dogs have up to 300 million. But having a better nose isn't the whole story. The real magic happens inside a dog's brain. Every tiny scent carries information: your mood, your routine, even subtle chemical changes happening inside your body. So, can dogs actually sense illness? What your dog notices, doctors sometimes can't. Imagine someone catching a cold. Before the coughing starts, before the fever, before they even realize they're sick, their body has already begun changing. Cells release different chemicals. Your breath changes. Your skin gives off tiny odor molecules. Most humans will never notice, but to a dog, those invisible changes create an entirely new scent. Scientists believe dogs can detect these chemical differences because their noses are incredibly sensitive. That's why trained medical detection dogs can sometimes recognize certain conditions before obvious symptoms appear. They're not using magic, they're using biology. But illness isn't the only thing your dog notices. Years ago, doctors began hearing the same strange story. Again and again, dog owners kept saying, "My dog wouldn't stop sniffing one spot. My dog kept pawing my arm. My dog suddenly became unusually protective." At first, many people dismissed these stories as coincidence, but eventually, researchers became curious. Could there actually be something the dogs were detecting? Studies have shown that trained dogs can identify scent patterns associated with certain medical conditions under controlled settings. Scientists are still studying exactly how broad these abilities are, and they are not a replacement for medical tests. But the results have opened an exciting new field of research into canine scent detection. If you're enjoying uncovering the hidden science behind our pets, subscribe to Furiosity. Every week, we explore amazing dog and cat behaviors that most people never knew had a scientific explanation. But here's where the story becomes even more incredible. Some dogs don't just notice illness, they react before an emergency happens. How is that possible? Imagine sitting quietly on your couch. Nothing feels unusual. Then suddenly, your dog starts pawing your leg. It whines. It refuses to leave your side. Minutes later, a medical emergency begins. For some people living with conditions like diabetes or epilepsy, specially trained assistance dogs can alert them before certain episodes, such as changes in blood sugar or some seizures. Researchers believe these dogs detect subtle changes in body chemistry, scent, behavior, or a combination of cues. Scientists are still studying exactly which signals dogs use. The answer may not be just one thing. It could be a combination of tiny scent changes, small movements, changes in breathing, body temperature, daily routines. Your dog isn't seeing the future. It's noticing clues that most humans completely miss. But can dogs detect something even more surprising? This might sound unbelievable, but researchers have been exploring whether trained dogs can detect scent patterns linked to certain cancers. In several studies, Trained dogs identified samples from people with some types of cancer more accurately than would be expected by chance. Why? Because some diseases can change the chemicals released by the body. Those tiny chemical changes may create scent patterns that trained dogs can recognize. But there's something very important to remember. Dogs are not doctors. They cannot diagnose cancer or replace medical testing. Their remarkable noses are helping scientists develop better detection tools, but any health concern should always be evaluated by a medical professional. The science is promising, and researchers continue learning more every year. So, why does your dog stay close when you're sick? Have you ever noticed this? You catch the flu. You're lying in bed. Your dog quietly curls up beside you. No toys, no excitement, just calm companionship. Why? Part of the answer may be simple. Dogs are experts at learning your normal routine. They know how you usually walk, how you normally smell, how much energy you have. When those patterns suddenly change, your dog notices immediately. Some dogs become more protective. Others check on you more often. Some simply refuse to leave your side. They're not trying to cure you. They're responding to changes in someone they know better than almost anyone else. And maybe that's one of the most beautiful parts of the bond between humans and dogs. But the most incredible discoveries didn't begin in laboratories. They began inside ordinary homes. For years, researchers heard story after story from dog owners around the world. One owner said, "My dog kept sniffing the exact same spot on my leg every single day." Another remembered, "My dog suddenly became unusually protective and refused to leave my side." At first, these stories sounded impossible. Some were coincidences. Some had no clear explanation. But when enough similar stories appeared, scientists began asking an important question. What if dogs were noticing something humans couldn't detect? That curiosity led to studies exploring whether trained dogs could recognize scent changes linked to certain medical conditions. While scientists are still learning exactly what dogs can and can't detect, one thing is already clear. Dogs observe the world in ways that continue to surprise us. Your dog may notice the smallest changes. Here are a few facts that show just how extraordinary a dog's nose really is. Fun fact number 1. A dog's sense of smell can be tens of thousands of times more sensitive than ours, depending on the breed and the scent being detected. Fun fact number 2. Some working dogs are trained to detect changes in blood sugar levels by recognizing subtle scent changes before their owners notice symptoms. Fun fact number 3. Researchers are studying whether trained dogs can help identify scent patterns associated with certain diseases, including some cancers. Fun fact number 4. Dogs can often recognize familiar people by scent long before they see them. Fun fact number 5. Every human has a unique scent signature. To your dog, you're recognizable long before you say a single word. So, can dogs sense illness? Science suggests that trained dogs can detect certain scent changes associated with some medical conditions. And researchers continue to explore just how far these remarkable abilities extend. For our family pets, they may also notice changes in your smell, breathing, movement, routine, or behavior, and respond because they know you so well. Your dog may not understand a medical diagnosis. It may not know the name of a disease, but it knows you. It notices when your routine changes, when your energy is lower, when your body smells different, when something simply doesn't feel normal. Maybe that's why so many dogs stay close when we're sick. Not because they know every answer, but because they've spent every day learning who we are. And sometimes, that quiet companionship is exactly what we need. The next time your dog follows you from room to room or rests quietly beside you, don't just think, my dog is being clingy. Maybe it's doing what dogs have done for thousands of years, watching over the people they love. Has your dog ever behaved differently when you were sick, stressed, or recovering from an illness? Tell us your story in the comments. We genuinely love reading them, and your experience might inspire someone else. And if you enjoy discovering the amazing science behind the things dogs and cats do every day, subscribe to Furiosity and turn on notifications, because every week we uncover the hidden secrets behind our pets' most fascinating behaviors. Until next time, stay curious and give your best friend an extra hug today.